live at 5. Welcome to the show. We are back, the Fly Degenerates Pick Show on a Thursday before the big Thursday night matchup between Easton Stick versus Aiden O'Connell, or maybe Brian Hoyer, or maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, or maybe I think that's it. I think those are their options. But either way, an ugly,
Easton
stinky,
Stick.
filthy, disgusting, dirty Al Michaels special this week. We will get a little bit into that game. There's not really that much to discuss. We'll talk a little bit about the local New York football teams, each coming off of humongous wins.
Juggernauts.
And we'll do, of course, we will make our 3 picks against the spread. 1 1-point pick, 1 2-point pick, 1 3-point pick. But first, how are the fellas doing? Word life.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, sir?
I feel good, man. Terrible week last week, but I feel good myself currently. I feel good.
Yeah, last week was a rough one for everybody. I mean, not even the box was able to go above 500. That's when you know it's a bad week.
Word.
Flex, are you making it rain? How are you feeling? They got the Jets Christmas hat on the Jets Christmas tree.
Feeling phenomenal, baby. How else could I feel right now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you got some new life breathed. Is it breathed? Is it breathed? No. You got some new life in you though. Like the carcass has been warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it because a specific guy is back?
Back? That nigga has so many layers on him. I can't even. I don't even think paint sticks to him anymore.
So how you feeling about this week? Another big performance or what?
Normally I would say no, but I don't think it's gonna be a big performance. But in terms of like, I think they keep it close, and like the Dolphins are kind of banged up.
3-point pick. Show me something.
No, I just does it sound like I was confident enough for a 3-point?
I heard. Listen, I heard they're gonna keep it close to getting 9.5 points. How close? How close is close? They're gonna keep it at 2 touchdowns away.
Well, yeah. I mean, things get out of hand. They get out of hand quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like even like last Black Friday, it was, it was 10-6, and then it turned into 17-6, and then it turned into a debacle. So.
Yes.
These things get out of hand quickly, man.
Word life. Are you? Has the Tommy DeVito era officially begun? Are you doing the thing? Are you eating the chicken cutlets and the marinara sauce? Forget about it.
Yeah, it's funny. I did that for the first time today. I'll be playing online of Madden, and I said I've been playing with DeVito. I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna play with DeVito." I'm playing with Jones anyway. I'm winning with Jones. I'm like, I think I could win with DeVito. Jones be fucking leaving mad points on the field. So I'm like, fucking, I did it today. And I was like, hey, I got King, my son doing it with me. I was like, hey, fucking Tommy DeVito.
Now, are you playing again? Are you playing online against?
Yeah.
And you've communicating, talking in the headset?
Yeah. Motherfuckers get so mad, especially when I be like, Tommy.
Wow.
Motherfuckers get so mad.
This bullshit. I gotta get your joint so I could play you eventually. Like I'm not that good or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm not good at all. I've been lucky. The Giants defense been coming big for me. So pause.
Yeah.
But in the game, how have they updated the rosters or updated the? He's still.
I'm telling you right now, any human being that plays with Tommy DeVito, is they're subbing him out right away because he is so fucking bad online. Like Madden wise, he's.
But have you done the updates though?
Yeah, you got to play online. You gotta update. Yeah, you gotta update. Yeah. But I mean,
you haven't played this week. I'm saying like they done this week's updates yet because he probably his joint probably moved up a smooth 10
Yeah,
points.
maybe because of the 3 wins. Maybe because of the 3 wins, but they don't. They rarely do that. Like you would have to do a lot of winning for that, or a lot of high performances for them to upgrade it quick like that.
Mm.
What is
At least from what I've
Easton Stick's current Madden rating?
I don't know. I was trying
right above right above
Hill.
Rawlings gloves rating.
Yeah, right above Julian Hill's fucking rating.
Wow. All right. So I mean, we had the big Bills win over the Chiefs that obviously hurt my pick and Word Life's pick, unfortunately. And then we had a lot of crying coming out of Kansas City. How do y'all feel about all the aftermath of the lateral that never was?
You go first because you're the Kadarius Toney
nah,
expert.
Fuck my biggest thing from that is the way fucking Patrick Mahomes handled himself, or how my man calls him Patrick Mahone. Like that was.
I used to call my son that.
Oh yeah, Patrick
Mahone. When he would Mahone when he would poop because he had this big ass.
Oh yeah.
He had these big ass fucking Mojones, and
that'll be a ill name for dirty diapers.
I used to do that shit to him back 3 or 4 years ago, when he was still wearing diapers and shit.
That's funny. But yeah, man, that was cool. Like you gotta be more self-aware of how people look at you, bro. Him saying that shit to Allen at the end was so cool. Like that was such a bad look, man. Oh my god, that was ugly. And it's like, bro, how I almost feel like, when once a girl just says fuck it and just does the full show, and she doesn't care it's in the middle of a restaurant, she don't care if she's at church, and she's like fuck it, she just said fuck it, and now she's gonna do a whole novella right here no matter where. I feel like that's what happened to Pat Mahomes, and the whole sounded like he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and you know what, I'm gonna take it all the way. When we're shaking hands, I'm gonna fucking do it, and we're gonna everyone's gonna see my novella. And that shit was ugly, bro. That was bad. That was ugly.
Yeah, it's kind of beneath him, to say it was it's just how do you come off of you usually the one that gets all those calls? Granted, he didn't get that call last week, the week before last week or whatever, and it was a pretty obvious call. But for the most part, man, you got some blatant calls, like that Sauce Gardner call, the holding calls that he got on there, whatever it was, week 4 or whatever. Come on, man. You should have enough self-awareness to where that sometimes the ball rolls your way and you're on a team that nobody's rooting against. You know what I'm saying? You're not
well, they are now.
You're a product of your own bitching or whatever. But I'm saying for the most, you know what I'm saying, is there's teams that usually not going to get the calls that are the enemies of the league, like the bad boys of the league. And that there's teams that they get every call. You know what I'm saying? All the pretty boy teams, they get all the calls. So it's you have to realize that you're usually the league is not against you in any way. So it's not like a conspiracy to fuck you over. So pay attention. Don't draw attention to yourself. You usually get the calls. Then you're gonna cry. These referees, they're mad sensitive, so they're gonna be like, okay, what? Okay, you wanna embarrass us? Watch next time.
I got you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What you think?
I will say, I mean, I thought it was a bad look, but I did think that it was at least good that he brought up the fact that he didn't say anything about the previous week's call that they didn't get. You know what I'm saying? The pass interference against Valdez-Scantling that kind of cost them the Packers game. He mentioned that he didn't complain about that the previous week because he maintains the that he just wants them to let him play and not the refs to not get involved. So I think that was a little bit of a softener, I guess, and just to kind of offset the complaints that he was making. But I agree, it was not a good look. But at the same time, man, I do feel for him, and you could just tell he's frustrated, man. Like, because like if you've watched Pat Mahomes this year, he's been great, man. He's really been great, and his receivers are just letting him down, man. Like, and I don't think that this is to a level that he's not experienced before. You know, even last year he was able to make it happen with these guys, and they had some drops problems last year, but not like this year. And this year it has gotten to the point where it's costing them games. Like the receivers have very clearly, and I don't like to, I'm not trying to kill the receivers. It's not all their fault either, but there's just been so many spots. There's been a lot of times this season where it has been a very clear-cut receiver mistake, whether it's a drop or it's a wrong route, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that has cost them in very critical moments in important games that they have ended up dropping. And, like, the dude's just, I'm sure that he's frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sure that, especially in a moment like that, he's trying to get that win. He's trying to, secure home field. Against what has kind of become, the rivalry of the AFC, or one of the major rivalries of the AFC between him and Allen, and the Bills and the Chiefs, as a big, big kind of marquee 4 o'clock spot. And, like to lose like that, I could feel the frustration. Like, again, I don't, I don't think it was handled right, and it's a bad look and all of that. But I still look at it from the side. Like, I'm watching this dude make incredible plays, and just, incredible plays, incredible throws, and dude's just dropping the passes, man. Like, the NFL, man, you don't get so many opportunities, and like, even he can't make the perfect pass every time. So, like, when you make a pass that's perfect, you know what I'm saying, you only get, you know what I mean, you don't get so many opportunities. You only get 4 downs. Like, you know what I mean, you can't have, when you are, doing your part and doing your job, and, putting the team in a position to win, and you feel like these things out of your control are kind of costing you. I can see how it would be frustrating. But like, that's why I'm not gonna kill him. It's not like it's not like he's somebody that I have looked at as like somebody who's always crying, or somebody who's a crybaby, whatever. Like, he's never really been that type of dude. So, this is really probably the first time in his career that he's like really kind of facing this type of frustrating play from his teammates, and just this type of adversity. So we'll see how he handles it forward. But I'm not gonna label him as like that guy in that one moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I feel
How about if I told you everything could have been completely different?
Like what?
Go on.
Okay. So let's go back to a year and a half, 2 years ago? Let's go back. When the word came out that Tyreek Hill was going to get traded, right? And it was a 2-team race. The Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. They had both, from what they say, they have both come to an agreement with the in terms of compensation, and that was going towards Tyreek Hill, like contract talks or whatever. And basically everything was kind of worked out in terms of like between the teams themselves, like compensation wise for picks and stuff. And what the reports was that the Kansas City Chiefs preferred the bundle of picks that the Miami Dolphins were offering over the number 10 overall pick that the Jets were offering. Okay. They preferred that package, obviously, because a lot of these GMs do the same. Like, they prefer multiple dart throws, like lottery tickets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So you're trying to
So
say
just
they could have had Wilson.
but but just imagine that what if they ended up accepting the Jets offer. First of all, you don't get Tyreek Hill being the MVP season. You probably have him blowing up by everybody in New Jersey, right? So that's probably a debacle on that side. But for the Chiefs, imagine if they preferred going with the Jets and that number 10 pick, and they do end up getting Garrett Wilson. Could you imagine what Garrett Wilson would be doing right now with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. But knowing the Chiefs, they probably would have got fucking Olave.
Well, I mean, even so, like look at what Olave did. Look at what Olave did last year, and to a certain extent, he's still doing this year, no matter how bad the quarterback play was. Yeah. And just think how like little like differences there is in terms of like the butterfly effect or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like if Garrett Wilson what Garrett Wilson has done with these garbage quarterbacks so far, and just kind of like imagine what he could have possibly been doing with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes right now. You're probably looking at like a top 3, like
hell yeah,
wide receiver, like no argument. You know what I'm saying? And just like those little things, it's like it just changes everything in like course of history. Like Tyreek Hill's not the like one of the MVPs that they're mentioning. Mm-hmm. Garrett Wilson is more of a superstar than he's a star now, but he's definitely a superstar with Patrick Mahomes. Oh. The Chiefs aren't in the situation that they are right now with all these vagabonds playing wide receiver, mm-hmm. and like everything in the landscape of like the NFL is completely different just based off of that one situation.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And the Dolphins aren't as good as they are now, because you could see what happened when he came out of the game. Tyreek Hill came out of the game mm-hmm. On Monday. Yep. Like that's when the Titans started putting pressure, started mounting their comeback. Like you can see like how like one little thing, Tyreek Hill changed the course of history in the NFL.
Crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. It's funny because I recently said the same shit about the Giants. I was like, that should be Parsons on one side and fucking Tibbs on Thibodeau on the other side. But we traded out of it to get Tony. So
yeah, but you also could have had Garrett Wilson and Thibodeau because you picked Evan Neal instead.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like little things, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm done. Just little tidbits.
What if series?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's like a choose your own adventure book? Instead of flipping to page 53 and trading Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, we're going to flip to page 136 and he's going to go to the Jets. And then we see where the rest of the book takes us.
Yeah.
I like
Netflix. They're
going to start doing that, right? That you could follow.
Yeah, no, they've been doing. My son's been doing that since last year. Like they have the Netflix shows, and you could pick option A or B.
My son did the same shit. I'm like, nah, bro.
When are we gonna start getting some real good hardcore Netflix porn? When is that coming?
Oof, there's got to be like a different, you know what I mean, like a adult section.
Netflix.
Well, they have kids, right? They have Netflix, the kids tab that you could click. Why don't they have the adults? This is discrimination.
Right.
It's not right. It's not right. I'm gonna have to contact my local
congressman.
Yeah, this is not right the way that they're treating us.
Yeah,
I represent the community of those who are looking for hardcore porn on Netflix. And with that being said, huh?
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you got?
We should change the topic. Go ahead.
before all of
he
a
had
sudden,
enough time to think.
Before
you gave him the extra second to think about it.
The feed mysteriously drops and we get kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, like the dude that supposedly invented like a car that you could put water in.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, or like the
Gone.
or like the McAfee show, according to Aaron Rodgers.
oh yeah, can't forget that.
And with that being said, it is time
Ooh.
to make picks against the spread. The contest goes on. We have a new leader in the contest as
Wow.
Flex has assumed the number 2 spot behind the box. Box, only 3 points for the box this week. Went 1 and 2, got the Jets pick right, got the Chiefs and the Lions incorrect. I got my Bears pick right. Unfortunately, I got completely screwed with the Seahawks because Geno Smith decides to injure his groin on a Thursday night. And I get Drew Lock. And not only do I get Drew Lock, but I don't get the proper number. It lands on 12, and I had 11.5. What a nightmare. And Flex.
Drew, not a lock.
4 points, 1 point pick Raiders covering against Minnesota. One of the most disgusting covers maybe ever. The Colts.
Chinny chin chin.
The Colts covering against Cincinnati. That didn't happen, so no 2 point pick for you. But the Browns were able to hold off Jacksonville, and Doug Peterson said, "Hey, Flex, this one's for you, buddy." Went for 2 instead of going for the field goal to send it to overtime, and
for no reason,
and
absolutely
the hook
no reason.
saves you.
Absolutely no reason.
A new leader with 51 total points. Let's hear your picks for this week, my friend.
Okay, yes, sir. Because I forgot that I'd be going first, but
preparedness is what you're known for.
No. I had it. I just jogged it that I had the most points, but for this week, I know they didn't come through for me last week. We're gonna go back to the well and go with the Indianapolis Colts as my 1 point pick.
Fantastic.
That's part of the Colts roller coaster. It's part of the Minshew Mania roller coaster. You lose one you're supposed to win one you're supposed to lose, win one that you're supposed to win, and then lose one you're supposed to lose. You never know in what order it's going to come. Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of reeling right now. I'm going in under the assumption currently. I know that they sit here clear, but I don't know exactly to what extent TJ Watt's going to be playing. Defense is totally different when TJ Watt is playing, but I'm just going more so off the fact that the Indianapolis Colts defense is I like the way they play. They're at home versus Mitsubishi. And I just think that we've seen enough of Mitch Trubisky. The way he plays is just horrible. You see your man's George Pickens, the temper tantrums he throws. Deontay Johnson, temper tantrums he throws as well. It's it's not a good situation there. I don't think it's going to get any better this week specifically. And we're kind of seeing what we saw, the inexplicableness of the record that they had when they were 7-3 or whatever. It's kind of evening out right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So give me the Indianapolis Colts. Given a 1.5 still, or
1.5? Yes, sir.
Give me them as my 1 point pick. For my 2 point pick, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not so much I know that the Ravens gave a kind of reason to pause coming off last week. The way that the Rams the Ravens kind of skated out of there, but they should have lost that game. It kind of exposed a little bit their defense, which was one of the issues that they have been mentioning in terms of the weaknesses of the Ravens. They're at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a team that's going to play better at home, and they're up and down team as well. Like I see that, like they played a terrible game last week, and I just think even if they don't win, they're getting points at home versus a team that's sputters up and down, coming off a coming off a bad game, but they still won, so they don't have that like desperation in them anyway. And even if they do keep it close, maybe at the end Tucker kicks a field goal to win the game, but I still cover with that hook. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars as my 2-point pick.
Nice.
And for my 3-point pick, I'm going back. I know I probably shouldn't. Actually, is it too late to do a switcheroo real quick?
Switch away.
All right, I'm making my Indianapolis Colts pick. The more I talked about it, the more I convinced myself. I'm making that my 3-point pick.
Oh my!
I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make my final pick, which is now the 1-point pick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
Getting 3.5 over the Packers.
And this is one now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't really trust the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. That being said, they're going up to Lambeau. Supposedly the weather is going to be not too bad, 45 to 50 degrees. So it's not like you're playing on the frozen tundra. Even so, Baker Mayfield's used to playing in cold weather from his years in Cleveland. And I think both the teams are. I think that the Packers are the same. Like you saw how they ended up last week. This is probably a similar game, like going back to the beginning of the year where they were pulling out some victories last second. But even if they do pull it out in the last second, they're not gonna blow out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I think they keep it close. Tampa Bay is a team that's used to keeping games close in that division that they play in. So them getting 3.5 against the Green Bay Packers. I think that I'm not completely sold, but I think they could cover against the Green Bay Packers team that's not as good as people were thinking that they were 2 weeks ago before that Giants loss.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Colts, Jacks, Bucks.
Well, no, now it's Bucks, Jacksonville,
Yep.
Colts.
Yep.
Right? Just want to make sure I have this right. Okay. I love the Jacksonville pick. I was going to make that one of mine, but I'm not going to now. The other two picks, we'll see what happens. I'm not impressed.
We will see.
That's what I just said.
That's the beauty of Sundays.
That's what I just said. So, my 1-point pick. My 1-point pick, I'm going to roll with Mike Tomlin.
Ooh.
Mitch Trubisky.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm probably going to regret it. But for my 1-point pick, I just feel like I missed out. I feel like I missed out on the Mike Vrabel spot on Monday. We've been waiting for the Mike Vrabel game, and I've been trying to look at the board, feel around. When are we gonna get that Titans big surprise performance? And unfortunately, I wasn't involved with it. I missed out. I'm gonna take a swing, thinking that this is the Mike Tomlin spot. Little extra rest, having played on Thursday. Lot of noise coming out of Pittsburgh about they're not satisfied with his coaching job, which I think is crazy. But nevertheless, that's what the conversation is in Pittsburgh. Gardner Minshew is just very uninspiring, and as bad as the Steelers have looked, I still believe in what they bring to the table from a culture standpoint. I think that they're gonna, You know, a lot of teams coming off of a loss like that to New England could fold up shop. I don't know, man. I think Mike Tomlin's going to get him up for this game. I think that they're going to put that heat on Minshew, whether T.J. Watt plays or not. I don't think you're getting Jonathan Taylor in this game, and I just don't think that the Colts, the way that you're going to beat, the way to beat the Steelers, this Steelers team, is you got to put up enough points, right? I don't know that I think that Minshew can do that. Now, granted, we could have said that about Zappy last week. But I think coming off of that performance, I think at minimum the defense is going to show up. What we get from the offense, I don't know. But, I mean, would I be surprised if the defense scores enough points via turnover to win this game? Or at minimum to cover? I'm getting 1.5 points. So even if they do lose a close, nail biter, I can still get the cover. I'm gonna take the Steelers, and I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna trust in Mike T to get the defense up for this game, and I'm just gonna take my hack at the Mike Tomlin spot. So that's gonna be my 1 point pick.
Mm-hmm. Also, just real quick, sorry to interrupt. That game is on Saturday.
Excuse me. Yeah, yes. Saturday. Love the Saturday slate of games, right? 2 point pick. 2 point pick. Let's go with the Rams. Let's take the Los Angeles Rams at home against the stinky Commies. The Commies have been a team that I have just not, I haven't hid my feelings about the Commies. I know that a lot of people see something there. I don't see it. 6.5 is not a big enough number for me with the Commies on the road. The Rams coming off of, I think I'm kind of glad for the purposes of this pick. I'm glad they didn't win that game against Baltimore because it might have turned into a letdown spot. But I think McVay's going to have these boys ready. I think they still want to they want to secure one of those last playoff spots in the NFC. They had a good performance last week, but it was not good enough. But coming back to the crib, it's always tough for these West Coast teams to play on the East Coast, particularly at the 1 o'clock time slot. But McVay coming back home, coming back to the crib. That offense going up against the Commies who just give up big plays all over the place. Even if it turns into a shootout, I still will take Stafford over Howell. And if they win by a touchdown, that's enough. I mean, 6.5 is a comfortable spread for me. Any more than that, it would be a stay away. If it was even a 7 or a 7.5, I probably wouldn't get involved. But I think that the Rams, especially at this point of the season where the Commies are completely done, they started selling off at the trade deadline. They had a little bit of a boost afterwards. They started to show some signs of life and a little bit of fight. But by this time of the season, I think they know their season is done, and I think the Rams are still fighting for something. So I think that they should be able to comfortably cover less than a full tutty spread. So I'll take the Rams as my 2 point pick.
I like it.
And then my 3 point pick. My 3 point pick, I'm going into the warm embrace of where I am most comfortable. And for those of you who know, who've been listening, who've been following this year, you know how I feel about my guy Johnny G. Johnny G and the extra rested Arizona Cardinals hosting the in-division, everybody's consensus best team in the NFL's San Francisco 49ers. They may be the best team in the NFL, but they couldn't cover 12.5 against Drew Lock at home. And how often do you think a team covers a double-digit big boy spread like that back-to-back weeks? How often do you think that that's going to happen? I'm going to take the Cardinals. That's a lot of points, man. 12.5 points, a team on the road. I think that the Cardinals have continued to play hard even throughout as they continue to lose games. They've been playing hard, and they've been doing a decent job covering. And I just think that the 49ers, they know that they can comfortably go into this game and come out with a win. They don't got to go full bear, full bore, and risk getting hurt. I think that the Cardinals will keep it close enough that 12.5 points is going to be a little too much to cover. I don't think they'll jump. Who knows? Maybe they will jump out to a lead the way that Seattle did. I mean, Seattle was able to jump out to a lead last week. They almost, I'm pretty sure they went into halftime with a lead, did they not? It was 10-7 at half? I don't remember. I know it was 10-7 at some point, close to half. I was trying to follow all the games. But either way, San Francisco is not a perfect team. And 12.5 points is just a big number, and I can't just leave that big number sitting on the table. I took the swing last week, and it didn't work out because I ended up getting a bad deal with Geno not playing and me not getting the best of the number. But I'm going to assume that Kyler Murray is going to play, and I'm going to assume. And I also saw that Travarius Ward, Dre Greenlaw, and another defensive player of significance who I can't remember at this moment, but all questionable coming into the game. I just think San Francisco knows that they can put it in cruise control from this game, and I think that that's what they'll do because we've seen that they are a team that brings a little something different to the table depending on who the opponent is. I mean, you look at that big performance that they had against Philadelphia. They came into that game
Cowboys
full. Yeah, exactly. The way that they came into the game against the division rivals versus not even division rivals, the out of division conference rivals, but the division that they know that they own this year for the most part, they have not come into those games with the same kind of fire. And that's what I'm going to bank on. And I'm just going to bank on getting 12.5, and let's see how we go. So that's my 3-point pick. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. Give me my man, Johnny G, Jonathan Gannon, Coach of the Year.
Pittsburgh, Rams, and Arizona. I like it.
Yeah, I threw that Pittsburgh in just to be contrarian for 1-point pick. But.
Yeah. Nice. I like
and
that.
And also like because I'm trying to stay away. I'm trying to leave you room for the picks that I think you're gonna make.
That's good because
the Bengals,
you didn't pick any of them.
Okay, good because that's what I was. Did Flex pick any of them?
No. It's funny because
excellent.
I like Pittsburgh over the Colts. I like that pick over the Colts pick. But I see both ways. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, you're gonna love my number one pick. Then that's the case. With my number one pick, I am going to go with the New York Jets. There's a theme, by the way. There's a theme to my.
There is a theme.
There's a theme. So I'm gonna go with the New York Jets. So you're gonna love that pick. So Jets against what they got? They're getting plus 9.5. Last I checked. So I should have picked the Jets last week, and I didn't. Right?
I tried to help you.
You did.
The box tried to help you. Oh no! That was. I think that was the week prior.
But it was anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know how healthy Hill's gonna be, but 9.5 is a big number. Flex, I thought you were gonna take him this week.
No, I can't do that. I can't. I can't lose twice.
I feel you. So yeah, man. I feel like Miami, like we spoke about, without Hill is a different squad. Even if Hill's 70%, that's not the regular Hill. And Zach is back. Jack, bro, come on, we got some arm strength finally in the Jets uniform. So give me the Jets defense to come up big, keep it close, keep it within the 9.5. That's really my analysis there. With my 2-point pick, I'm gonna go all the way down to Jersey with the fucking workers, and I'm gonna go to the Meadowlands and go look for Jimmy Hoffa. That's my Italian accent. I'm gonna go with Tommy Cutlets, buddy.
You realize this game is in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I'm gonna go look for Hoffa while it's vacant.
Okay.
Anyway,
you see, that's why the Jets always stink. They don't have a quarterback that has is making cutlets in the parking lot.
There you go.
You know, you got these fancy pants Mormons. They don't even know how to screw, if you know what I'm saying. and all you need is an Italian American quarterback who knows how to deal with New York City.
Yes, sir.
And that's why they're gonna win the game.
There you go. I'm drinking the sauce. I'm dipping my cutlets in the sauce. Pause.
In balsamic vinegar.
In the DeVito sauce. Giants defense coming up big. They've been playing well, man. They're getting after the quarterback. We had a Z's show last week. I've been waiting for him to show up. I thought he was gonna have a big year this year. He didn't. But luckily for the Giants defense, Thibodeau has had a big year. I think he's at 12.5 last I checked, or 12 sacks. So I expect them to get after the quarterback, and we already know that New Orleans quarterback play isn't great. So we rattled him a little bit, and we might come off with the win or with the cover, which we're getting 6, I believe, in New Orleans. I know it's a tough place to play, and I know, but I think it's the defense. I think it's going to be a defensive show, and I think the Giants are going to come victorious, not just cover.
Bad.
That's the pick that I left on the table for you. Thank you for making
Derek Carr is so bad. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch him play.
It is. It's just so crazy to me how Jets fans wanted him over, and we're like bitching about the Aaron Rodgers shit. I'm like,
yo, he's so bad, man. I think he had like 170 something yards last game. He had his touchdowns or whatever. And a lot of those yards that come from Derek Carr are from like crazy Olave plays. Like one Olave play that'll get 65, 75 yards, and then the rest is just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And do you know Taysom Hill's if he's gonna be healthy or not?
I saw he's questionable.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know if he practiced today, but
Taysom Hill being a thing that you have to check.
No, because he's the only scorer. He's a scorer for them.
But he is their red zone offense.
Offense, yeah, he is. It really is crazy. Anyway,
shit is crazy.
All right. H, can I get a check? Are we two? We two checks.
Let's wait till the end.
I'm pretty sure I know where this one is going specifically.
Okay.
Well, I knew after the first pick. Go ahead.
All right. But my 3-point pick, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
I knew it.
The theme is New York, New York, New York. There it is.
Yes.
He got the numbers.
Yes.
And he got
in order.
That's hard. Yes.
That's hard.
I love it.
That's hard. That's fire.
Nigga,
man.
This nigga's the mentalist over here.
Yep.
Right. See that?
Yeah, I beat it.
That was hard. Yeah, man. Buffalo Bills, the hot Bills, man. I've been on them all year. I've been down on them all year, I should say. But man, they're playing, man, despite the injuries on that defense. And that's really why I kind of fell off. And I thought they were going to continue their bad streak was because of that defense, because of the big injuries to the safeties. And they're making it happen, man. They're playing ball. Josh Allen is, putting the team on his back, and he's making it happen. He's showing that he's a true MVP candidate, and he's putting the team on his back, as I said. And I know it's a tough Dallas team, and everyone's on the Dallas and Dak, but I still feel, and this is the thing that everybody seems to forget. The reason we're down on Dak is one of the main things is because it's clutch factor. It's because of the big games. It's not just the in season, he sucks and all that. That's been Dak for the last year and a half that he's kind of shown that he's not.
What time is this game at?
I'm not sure.
4 o'clock, I think.
But yeah. So that's a big knock on Dak, and the main thing that that people forget is the clutch factor. This is a big game. This is I feel like this is a needy game for both sides, even though I feel the Bills might need it more. But the Dallas is in a race with the Eagles. They're in a race with the Niners. It's not we could lose, at any point. They still got to fight for this. So I believe the Bills are going to be hungrier, and they got more to prove. And that's my 3-point pick.
I love it. I was talking about that pick earlier. I mean, I just feel like, if nothing else, obviously we never know how these things are going to turn out. There's no guarantees. But the way that you see it is exactly how I see it. And if nothing else, you're getting the best value when it comes to each of those teams. Right now, this is top of the market on Dallas. They're never going to be viewed better than they are right now in terms of any team that they face. This is the best of the number you're going to get. Top of the market on Dallas, and the Bills are not top of the market. Even coming off of a win against the Chiefs, people left the Bills for dead weeks ago, so they're still not. I mean, like I was saying earlier, when I was on my man's podcast, the defense obviously took a lot of injuries, just like you said, but I think that the defense integrating Rasul Douglas takes a couple weeks. The defense just kind of getting used to playing without their major playmakers takes a couple weeks. So I feel like that defense it's not the stout defense that the Buffalo Bills came into the season trying to be, but I think they're better than they have been the last couple of weeks. They've been improving every week. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
And if they're using James Cook, how they have, in the
that's the other thing.
Weeks.
They got a little bit of a running game going.
Yeah, and I mean even
he's a weapon.
He scored. He scored was a 35 yard touchdown like a couple plays into the game. It's like, you got to look for. You can't rely on Gabe Davis. That's something you can't do.
They're going
Gabe
to the
Davis,
other kid now. The other kid they use
Sherfield. Or
Shakir.
Oh yeah, Shakir. So it's like
Shakira.
But I think they realize that they can't be relying on like Gabe Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like as the number 2. Like if they're gonna shut down Diggs, you got to find somebody else to feed the ball to, because that. Like you got to be more widespread. You can't have like a person that you shut down and then people don't care. Like a defense can let Gabe Davis go off, like think he's gonna go off, and it's gonna be half of that, because half of it he's gonna catch half and he's gonna miss half.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, he's definitely not consistent.
Yeah, speaking of Gabe Davis, what I was saying earlier was that Gabe Davis, people are looking at Diggs and Davis and how they've kind of underperformed or they haven't been productive these last couple of weeks. And I don't think it's a function of them forgetting how to play football or them not being good anymore. I think a lot of that is, as the Bills keep losing as the Bills kept losing, they went on that streak and they're getting banged up and they're losing games, falling out of contention. Those bombs that when Josh Allen is 10-2, he's much more likely to let it fly 50 yards down the field to Gabe Davis instead of when they're when they're 6-6, desperate to try to win a game. He thinks twice about letting that thing fly, and it's a little more. There goes Dalton Kincaid for a little 5 yards. You know what I'm saying? So
I could throw this to my man, so I don't have to hear from him for a couple weeks, because I'm gonna throw him a touchdown real quick, keep him happy, but it's gonna be a 50-50 if he gets the touchdown or not. Yeah. But as long as he'll feel bad. Like for example, the past game he had was it the past game or the game before that he had the touchdown? He would have had the touchdown that would have sealed the game.
Yeah, that was.
And he went to the right
game against
the previous
Eagles.
The Eagles. Had he banged left, he would have had the touchdown. Game would have been over. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with that, it's like when you fuck up like that in a game, it's like it's almost the same as being fed a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I gave you yours. You just didn't make it happen. Yeah. So
100%.
let me do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So feel like that kind of like takes it off because you can see the shit with like Stephon Diggs. Like he tries to feed Stephon Diggs because he knows that motherfucker's a malcontent. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's to his detriment. The last thing he needs is two people like that.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I think also he's sticking to what got him, what made him grow. You know, he's not going crazy downfield, like Ace said. He's running a little more. He's being smarter with his running. He's not just, taking off. He's buying some time. He's playing like they need him to. Like he knows. Okay, I gotta be serious now, or we're not gonna make the playoffs.
Latavius.
Yeah, and I also think that I think that it's I like to think that he's smartening up and thinking, okay, the defense is getting banged up, and they're struggling a little bit. I can't keep on having, whether it's a touchdown or not, I can't keep on having these 16-second possessions. We gotta hold the ball. We gotta work the clock a little bit more. We gotta I gotta accept the check downs, because even if I throw this bomb to Gabe Davis and I throw my defense back on the field that's struggling right now, you know what I'm saying? It's not good for the team. And I think that he is starting to acknowledge that a little bit more and realizing kind of how how his decision making on offense, it not only impacts the receivers but the defense as well. So we shall see.
Fellas, I think we're gonna have a firing. I think we're gonna have a firing tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen. What did I just say? That I was thinking about getting involved with this game because I think this is the quick game.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
It already
too.
looks that way.
Yeah, I agreed right away.
All right, here we go. Let's see if the box can get back on track, man. The box had even the weeks where the box only gets one pick right, still got the 3-point pick, of course. So 1 pointer.
There's nothing better than an angry box.
1 pointer. This is a tough one. I don't know. This is a tough. I mean, I like the game and I would like the side, but Seattle.
I actually like that side.
Taking Seattle at home against the Eagles, getting 4.5. 2-point pick for the box.
That's a Vegas Saints slick pick right there. 4.5.
2-point pick. All right. Me in the box on the same page, taking the Rams. I like it.
LA Ramos.
Like it. Love when my pick comes out the box.
Come on, Bills. Come on out of there.
Nice. I don't think we've gotten the Bills out of here yet. 3-point pick. Oh no. No, this can't be. This doesn't count. Because this is the counter pick. It's the opposite. Can't go against itself. That doesn't count. First ball wins. Commies don't count. 3-point pick. Draw. Number 4.
Billies.
Huh?
Billies.
Nah.
Damn it.
Taking the Chiefs, giving a big number against the Patriots. Wow, I guess we're expecting a big comeback. You guys are all calling me crybabies, fuck you game from the Chiefs, I guess.
You know it's coming.
I guess somebody knows it's coming.
You guys thought I was gonna stay down for this long?
Yeah, so
I'll tell you one thing. I ain't letting no goddamn Patriots beat us up again on national TV.
It's funny because I was gonna be on the Patriots for that game, but glad I stayed away.
I did kind of like the Patriots too. I'm not gonna lie.
I like the Patriots until the number dropped. Number dropped a lot. I bet the Patriots when the line first came out, they were getting I think 10.5.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, also because it's like that. All the like those reports or kind of semi-reports coming out of that Bill Belichick is on his way out. I feel like
is that true? I've seen a multiple.
That's what you know what I'm saying. Like the source that it came from, is a really plugged-in source in like Boston. So like it's credible. It's not like some like I know it was Chris Long that retweeted or alluded to the report, but it's Tom Curran that he's really big out there. So I don't know, man. I feel like that's pretty credible, and also because I did hear that when they did go to Germany, that had they gotten blown out or something like that, he was gonna get fired. That never happened, even though I think they still did lose. But but that's still lingering, and I just think that Bill Belichick is locked in, man.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
gonna throw out all the stops. Like
Locked in
he's not gonna
coaching
go out like
wise.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, and I don't disagree, but I mean, we'll see. I just feel like sometimes if you don't got the horses, it don't matter how locked in you are as a coach. I mean, like he could be locked in all he wants. If Rashid Rice is running down the field and they don't got somebody that can stop him, Bill Belichick ain't gonna do shit about that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like, I don't think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna keep it close. But I know one thing is for damn certain. If he knows that he's getting let go or feels that the writing is on the wall, there's no way in hell that he's gonna let them pick in the top 2 or 3 and know that he's going out and they're picking a franchise quarterback
Think
while
so?
he's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sabotage.
That we know that he's spiteful, man.
Wow.
We know that he's a
Sabotage.
spiteful man.
Why do you say
Yeah.
that? Because the Jets?
Well, yeah, you know how he is, man. You could.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know anything about him. You know how he
well,
is.
he
Tell me
he
how
holds
he is.
he holds grudges. Like he's just that type of person. Which I'm not
This
saying
is
that that's
coming from the same guy that told us about how Robert Sala's grudge was gonna have the Patriots get blown out by the Jets, because Robert Sala is a prideful man. I remember that one too.
Well, yeah. I mean, they weren't good.
Well, that's my point. Is that if they're not good, he could be as spiteful and as he wants. It's not gonna make a difference. The Patriots don't have good football players on the team, which is largely his fault. So, he has no.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like I'm not saying that he's gonna win this game. I'm just saying that he's gonna be ready. Like he's not gonna mail it in. Like for example, we can see like. We could juxtapose like right now it's 21-0 with Brandon Stokely. I don't.
Wow, he made him
Brandon
Stokely. Damn,
Yeah,
he made him Stokely.
was he a Super Bowl MVP?
Damn,
and we know
Stokely.
one thing for damn sure is that Brandon Staley is not going to be confused with a Super Bowl winning punt returner. But you can see the difference. I'm just saying that the Patriots are not going to go out like Brandon Staley's Chargers. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah. And the sky is also blue. You saw what the Patriots did on Thursday. I agree with you 100%. We saw what the Patriots did. They did work, but I don't think that's any surprise that Bill Belichick is he's trying to become the winningest coach of all time. You think he's not trying to win games? He's like just a handful of wins away from beating Shula. Every game they go into, he's not mailing any of them in. I got you. I agree with you. I just don't know that, I don't know that it's going to make any difference, because we'll see what happens. We'll see what the box record is after this game.
Yeah.
But there it is. There we have it. Another week in the books. What else can we say? Get money and stay in the black. Until next week, stay black. And the stream is dead.